Hello and welcome to The Walking Dad. In this week's episode, which you'll see in a minute, we went for a walk through Eastdean with our special guest Richard Wiseman. I've had to redo some of the voiceover of the walk because whilst we were walking it was absolutely chucking it down with torrential rain and very strong winds, and my microphone got clogged up with water. So whilst you're watching, some of it may seem a bit weird and out of sync, and that's because I've tried to talk over what was originally there. So apologies for that. Next time it's raining, I will find a way to protect the microphone. Hello and welcome to The Walking Dad. Today is a slightly different episode in that it's currently chucking it down with rain. I don't mean just a little dribble, it is full on pouring down. Also joining the family and I on the walk today is my good friend Richard Wiseman.
Hi.
So some of you may know Richard from his hit show Wiseman Goes Wild, or being the mandolin player and vocalist in the Voodoo Tweed Cult of Your Mum, and highly successful solo artist. Richard, it's lovely that you're joining us on this nice day.
Thank you for having me, Dan. It's nice to be here. As you can see, I'm properly prepared. Dan has lent me a poncho, but as you can see, I've got Converse for wet weather. I've got a pair of jeans for wet weather. I didn't really think this one through, but you know, hey, I've got an umbrella, but Dan's nicked it at the moment. But
That's true.
Let's see how today goes, shall we? Yep.
Cool. So we're going to make our way towards Eastdean. We're starting in a place called Duncton Down, and we're going to be going on a little walk. So let's see where we end up.
As you can see, there's this amazing view of England.
How do you feel about the rain?
Wet.
Should we get walking?
Maybe a bit wet.
Cool.
Yeah.
Let's head up. So we've been doing a little bit of walking so far, and we found a river because it's raining so much. And Richard, what does this remind you of?
If you've seen Romance on the Stone, there's the bit in the movie where it's called Mother's Milk, where they found the statue and they've got to sort of reach down into this pool of things which looks like milk and reach out for the statue and get the stone out of it. And so this reminds me of Romance on the Stone and the Mother's Milk.
Excellent. It's a little bit wet. So yeah, certainly the wettest walk that we've been on been doing a couple of these walks for every weekend. And after a couple of days of glorious sunshine, it really has started chucking it down. Currently walking through a bit of a field called Cross Dyke. It seems to be quite a lot of cross dykes when you get out and about. And we're walking towards an area known as Eastdean. We're pretty much now just walking on a dirt track for the next couple of miles, which is going to take us there. Let's see how we get on. Hopefully not too washed out. So we've just reached a little crossroads. We've come from Duncton, we're heading towards what's called Eastdean, and then running along the edge is the South Downs Way. I've mentioned a couple of times in the past I'd like to do that in its entirety. The reason we're heading to Eastdean today is because there's a field there where we usually go to a little private festival every year, which isn't happening this year because of COVID-19, but we thought we'd walk along to the field anyway, just to take it all in for a bit. And that's where we're heading. we're currently in a field of mist, and saying how glorious it is for a Saturday afternoon walk out. So we've been walking across the open plains and what we thought was an empty field, and then every 100 metres or so we keep approaching or seeing trees that appear out of nowhere, and Richard's found a big pile of flint.
What I found is this, just wondering, you can see if you get up close there's some kind of touching up, sort of looks like going on there, but I'm no bloody expert on it. But where's Phil from Time Team when you need him? But it could be a Stone Age axe. Might not be. I don't know. I'm not an expert.
So we're now out of the torrential rain and the misty fog, I guess, and it's cleared up. It's starting to be quite beautiful now. The sun's trying to come out, but it continues to be a bit wet and windy. What do you think, Richard?
A little bit windy, but it's a beautiful day to sort of be out. Mid-June, a little bit cold, but yeah, why not? Let's just enjoy it and continue the walk.
It's definitely a day of different conditions, hot, cold, wet and dry, and we're now walking along what is usually a campsite. Been here camping before, and we're making our way up to the field where we sometimes go for a private party, and along the edge, as you will know by now, one of my favourite things is watching the waves of the grass blowing in the wind. We've stopped off for a second and found a little rope swing. We've been walking for about 2.5 hours. Yeah. We've been walking for about 2.5 hours. And we've just stopped to have lunch. So we're all just tucking into our packed lunches. We've stopped in a field we know where we come every year for a private party. And it's nice just taking it all in. There's an absolutely amazing view of the tree line that goes all the way around. So yeah, just having a bit of refreshment before we carry on back to the car. Katie is just drying out her socks. I think someone needs some new waterproof shoes. So we've finished our lunch. Still quite windy. The rain's gone, which is nice. I've actually taken off my waterproof trousers and just going to go with the shorts now. Going to carry on walking now. Going to head back along South Downs Way and then make our way back to the car. We're now wandering back through the woods again, and because it's been raining, there are thousands and thousands of slugs on the floor. There's really kind of dark black slugs, but also keep seeing loads of amazing beautiful butterflies as well. Yeah, it's nice. We've come out of the woods and we're now at a signpost that has many different ways to go. You've got East Dean where we were, you've got Cocking, East Salvington, and we're going to be continuing along the South Downs way, heading back up this way, the way we came. We're almost back at the car now. We're in the field that we got to earlier on, where it was absolutely chucking it down and filled with mist. And now that things have cleared out a bit, we can actually see the countryside. We're actually starting to see some lovely views now. So we're almost back at the car now. On our way here, we found a little derelict building, which we didn't film on the way here, but it's a proper full-on little concrete hut, which is quite cool. On our way here, Richard found the Milky River of Goodness.
Yeah, so obviously we were chatting about the romancing the stone and the mother's milk. So obviously now, where it was a running water, it's not so anymore. So so it's a lot less. So anyway, what we've managed to do, we've managed to find the statue. I've cracked it open, and there's been a big jewel in there. Danny DeVito's chased us around a little bit in a 2CV. And also then I disappeared. I had a fight with a crocodile. It's all turned good because I've got a boat now and a nice pair of crocodile shoes. So yeah, that's really it. That's all you need to know.
And that's what you don't get to see from these episodes of The Walking Dad. Well, maybe one day we'll do a behind the scenes of the various adventures that we have. We're now back at the car park. So that was our walk around East Dean with our special guest star, Internet Sensation Richard Wiseman. Richard, thank you for joining us in this episode.
Well, thank you for having me, Dan. It's been a really nice walk. So yeah, good day, good morning.
Excellent. So yeah, thank you all for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next episode. We were going to have a fact from Richard.
I thought this was a certain fungus, but I realised it's not the fungus I thought it is. So onwards, and we'll see what happens next.